Today is August 17th. Welcome on in to Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com. I'm Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey and Rammer. The Cardinals kind of embarrassed last night by the Oakland Athletics, 8-0, but you move on to a 4-game series tonight against the Mets. It's supposed to be a happy weekend. It's Hall of Fame weekend here for the Cardinals, and it'll be Jose Oquendo getting the bulk of the honors this weekend here against the Mets.
Yeah, try and sell beer and hot dogs some way that you can.
We do have a roster move before the game tonight. We have seen Nolan Gorman not in the lineup the past few days. He has been sent to the injured list, retroactive to August 14th, the 10-day IL. Richie Palacios is going to be recalled from Memphis. If you remember, the Cardinals acquired him back in June, and he will it's nothing that's going to shake the foundation of the Cardinals organization. He's going to come up. He's going to wear number 67, and he's going to be on the bench in the dugout for the next couple days.
One of the depth guys that they picked up this summer, 26 years old, hitting 250. He's got 9 stolen bases. 26 years old, like Luke and Baker, just starting to get past prospect stage, but still maybe we'll get some opportunities. Not old, but not a kid anymore either.
Yeah, so he's up as you said during our pre-show meeting. The Cardinals are pretty much just doing everything possible to manipulate the clock on Mason Wynn, waiting for him to come up. Saw somebody tweet earlier there are 46 days left in the for the Cardinals this season. So I guess it's around that 45 number that they're waiting on.
Yeah, maybe Saturday or Sunday we'll see him. Maybe they'll want to wait till after the weekend and get him going. I have no idea. They'll keep an eye on his at-bats as well to keep his rookie status for next year. I can't wait to see him because I'm tired of seeing the results we're getting most nights and with the same guys over and over. No offense to any of those guys, but when you're in last place and you're one of the worst teams in baseball, I don't think it's unreasonable to say, show me something new.
Yeah. Well, the Cardinals, here's what they will show you tonight with the lineups. Brought to you by Bootlegged Tavern. Before you head down to any of the games this weekend, stop off in the Grove at 4501 Shoto and get yourself some Kansas City-style barbecue there at Bootlegged Tavern. The Cardinals lineup will look like this. It's Adam Wainwright on the mound, going against former Cardinal Jose Quintana. Tommy Edman leads off. He's in center. Paul Goldschmidt at first. Nolan Arenado at third. Wilson Contreras DHs. Tyler O'Neill in left. Jordan Walker in right. Andrew Kisner behind the plate. Taylor Motter at short. And Jose Fermin is at second base for the Cardinals tonight. No lineup as of yet for the Mets. But we know who their stars are.
Nimmo will lead off.
McNeil second or Lindor second?
Lindor will hit second or third. I think even McNeil is even hitting fifth sometimes.
Yeah, you got Alonso in there.
Trying to piece it together.
Vogelbach, big boy.
Vogelbach's been playing a little more. I think he hit fifth yesterday.
Yeah, so, well, if it comes up before the end here. But since we're talking about the Mets, we know they were big sellers at the trade deadline, too. They are just as disappointed in their season as the Cardinals are, 55-67, just one game up on the Cardinals right now. Let's do sports talk back and forth here. Who sees it?
Is the caller there?
It's Douglas. He's going to let us know what the rest of the season looks like. Yeah. Rammer, which team should be more disappointed in their season, the Cardinals or the Mets?
I'll say the Mets, but each should be very disappointed for two different reasons. The Mets, because they spent a ton of money and they thought they had a plan and the plan failed miserably. And I don't know, everybody wants to blame the ownership, but you paid players to produce and they didn't produce, but very disappointed because of that money. The Cardinals, very disappointing because they didn't spend money, didn't act on what was, and even John Mozeliak has admitted it, misjudged what they thought their starting pitching depth would be. And because of that, um, uh, came into a season not prepared for what happened, and they had no direction to go. Once the season was going, they had nowhere to go. So two different kinds of disappointment, one with a fat wallet, one with a skinny wallet, and neither worked.
I would say, without a doubt, it'd have to be the Mets just because of how much they spent. I mean, their plan was to go out and to outspend everybody else and go and load up on pitch. They went out. They got Verlander last season. They got Scherzer. They had all of the big guns in the lineup. A few years ago, they got Lindor. I mean, they were ready to go and win this. And I mean, with the Cardinals this year, yeah, it's been a lot of injuries all season long, and the money they spent also hasn't worked for very different reasons. And Wilson Contreras, just kind of coming over from what we had with Yadier Molina behind the plate. But when you look at the injuries that the Mets have, outside of Edwin Diaz, who they lost before they even had him in camp, they lost him in the World Baseball Classic to a freak injury. It's been relatively healthy, I believe, for the Mets this year as far as their big names go, right?
Well, Alonso's been in there, I think, most of the way. Lindor, most of the way. He's been very disappointing relative to his contract, although he does drive in runs. He's come up big and has RBIs hitting in front of Alonso. Those two have been okay. I would say both would tell you they're a little disappointed in their numbers. Overall, Nimmo started out hot, and as the team sort of faded out, he's kind of faded with it. It's just not been good for them either. I don't know. I mean, they've been searching for answers, and I just don't think there are any.
Adam Wainwright takes the mound for the Cardinals tonight, still looking for win number 99. I hesitate to go over his game logs from the past few times out because it's just really, really not pretty. And at the end of this, when I put up the podcast, I have to put if this is appropriate for children or not on the when I click that button. So we will save doing that. And just what do you want to see out of number 50 tonight?
I think I mentioned this last time. I'm not putting any expectations on it. Some of the research had been done, and I heard it from our friend Bernie Miklas, terrific writer, and has covered St. Louis sports for 35 years. With a certain number of qualifying innings, Wainwright is the worst Cardinals starting pitcher in history.
For this season, yes.
This season. These numbers.
Ooh, and that goes, I'm just thinking back to recent memory. I mean, the Kip Wells year, that.
Again, with qualifying numbers.
Yeah.
But when your ERA is 9, I don't think Wells' ERA was 9.
Right. I mean, it was a bad year. Yeah, I remember that. I just remember it was not fun for that. And he's going to go out there again. And I mean, he's going to try something, I guess. He's going to go out there and try to figure out how to get certain number of outs and try to make this start somewhat respectable based on what it just hasn't been good, Rammer, and it's tough to watch, and I hate watching it this year. It sucks for him.
Can he throw anything in the strike zone that won't get killed?
Right.
Because if he can't, and he's trying to hunt and peck, the opposition knows it, and they're not going to swing at anything that's not a strike, because when it's a strike, it can get hammered. And so it's quite a conundrum for Adam.
In 2007, Kip Wells was 7-17 for the Cardinals that year, started 26 games and had an ERA of 5.70. it did not get better for him after he left the Cardinals. So,
No.
yeah.
But you look at Wainwright's stats, and they're far worse.
Yeah.
Far worse.
Yep. Absolutely.
So, and you hate we don't need to keep going over this. Just simply.
No, we'll talk. It's something we could talk about tomorrow when we see how he does tonight. Yeah.
Because of his terrific Cardinal career, you just hate to belabor how bad he's been. It's just it's the polar opposite of the Pujols finish.
Speaking of bad, yesterday, Matthew Liberatore, after coming off one of the most spectacular start of his major league career. So I did not have a chance to start watching the game from the beginning yesterday, but at about 5:47, I get on my phone, I get on Twitter, and I see a tweet from John Denton saying Matthew Liberatore starts off the way he ended with a 97-mile-per-hour sinker to strike out the leadoff hitter. And I was like, all right, hey, here we go. And then about 10 minutes later, I get back on my phone and look up the score and see it's 4-0. So it stopped right there.
Yeah, the one game wonder really makes you lick your chops, but the body of work is not so great. Yeah. So how do you, as a pitcher and a pitching staff, a coaching staff, lock in on what worked, compare and contrast against what hasn't worked, and then as a group, how do we get you in this happy place?
Yeah.
I don't know the answers to that, and hopefully the Cardinals do. We'll find out next time through the rotation.
We will talk about it more tomorrow after we see what happens tonight. It also gives you full details on a Hall of Fame weekend for the Cardinals, as Jose Oquendo will be honored all weekend long going into the Cardinals Hall of Fame. Until then, this is Daily Cards Live, brought to you each and every day by Munganast St. Louis Acura and Rammer Royal Banks.
Royal Banks of Missouri, over 60 years in our area, and that means St. Louis. It means St. Charles. It means 2 locations on the east side and 3 in northeast Missouri. And they all say Royal Banks, where better service means better banking. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
He's Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. We will talk to you tomorrow right here on Daily Cards Live. It's ClaibsOnline.com.
Munganast St. Louis Acura has a great selection of new and certified pre-owned Acuras. Get 3.9% financing for up to 36 months on all new Acura models, or get $1,000 in loyalty incentives on the 2023 TLX and RDX, and $750 in loyalty incentives on the 2024 Integra. Get financing as low as 1.99% for up to 36 months on certified pre-owned TLX and MDX models. Munganast St. Louis Acura, better than ever for you.